It's Lauren here, just popping in today to share with you a new layout for the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Design team using their brand new collection called Bohemian Dream. This collection is just stunning, and this week on the blog we have the design team have set a little challenge to use either pink or blue as the majority theme on your layout. So I hope, obviously you can see what I'm doing. I've chosen the blue theme, but hopefully you'll play along and pull out your Cocoa Vanilla Studio goodies and see if you can be a part of the pink or blue week over on the blog. We'd love to see what you create, so make sure you pop your layouts into the Cocoa Vanilla Studio community group on Facebook, and the design team are in there regularly checking and having a look at what everyone's creating and being inspired by all of you. So please pop your work in there and we'll stop by and say hello and let you know what we think of your lovely layouts. So this layout I have already pre-cut and backed a beautiful cut file. Now, cut files and I have a love-hate relationship. They're fiddly, which I hate. They're time-consuming, which I hate. But the end result I love. So I have to suffer the tedious work of backing cut files to get a beautiful feature for my layouts. So I'm really loving the cut file craze that's going on at the moment, but I couldn't do it for you on the process video because I would be sitting at my desk for hours with cut files, and I was actually got an opportunity to scrap with a dear friend, and so I took this out with me and I backed the cut file while we were chatting and having a nice time catching up. So that's why the cut file was already backed in the beautiful Bohemian collection, and that's so you don't get to see me do that, which is pretty boring, but as you can see the result is absolutely stunning, and has made the layout made quite a big feature on the layout. So I think when you've got a beautiful cut file like this, which is really takes over, you want to make sure that your photo or your memory really pops out as well. So one trick to ensure that happens is by mounting your photos. So I mounted the photo of myself and my daughter in a double mount using obviously blue themes out of the Bohemian Dream collection, and it already had a little white border on it, so it already was sort of jumping out, but just by adding those extra couple of layers on the border, it's really stood out and it's not being taken over by the cut file. I also really wanted to play with the accessory stickers, and I also wanted to play with the vellum accents. I love vellum. It's a soft and delicate feature on a layout, and it's nice to have that bit of transparency so you can see some of the beautiful papers that you've popped behind them. So at this stage I'm just placing and having a little bit of a fiddle around. I had a bit of an idea. Before starting videoing, I had pulled out all the papers in the collection and had a bit of a fiddle about which ones I wanted to use, and I had a bit of an idea. I didn't want the vase just sitting in the middle of nowhere, not looking like it was sitting on something. So there was a beautiful wood grain piece in the collection, and so I thought I would sort of put that down as, you know, like a floor or a table, or give something for the vase to sit on, and that piece just was perfect for it. I then wanted to try and blend a little the wood grain piece into the blue background so it wasn't quite so stark. So I came up with this idea of making these little scalloped layering pieces with some of the offcuts that I had out of the 6x6 pad in the collection that I had used to back the cut file with. So I had all these little offcuts and I thought, why not? I'll trim them up and I'll use my little scalloped edge punch, which I think was a Stampin' Up one. And I've made a cute little feature to sit behind my photo and help help make it stand out, and obviously add that extra little bit of dimension into the layout. Now here I am just using a double-sided sticky tape adhesive to to adhere my cut file down. I don't overstick these, I just do the bare minimals. I don't want it to move around once I've popped it into the page protector. So those really flimsy little pieces I want to stick down. But overall it's just a few pieces here and there, and I'll let my page protector do the rest of the work. I use some foam mounting tape that you can see there, and that's to help make the photo jump off again a little bit more, and obviously another way of helping you compete with your photo competing with your cut file. So that was my brilliant idea there. And then having a little fiddle around with these vellum accents to sort of encapsulate my photo and make a little cluster there, cluster of prettiness. I also was determined to use a flare. It's the flares in this collection are so pretty, and I'm trying to use them on every layout. But I really wanted to use a flare, so I've had a flick through those, and there was one that jumped out there for me. The one really cute little thing about the vellum accents, especially when you're using a wet glue, is that if you just place it in the middle, as you can see, they kind of curl up and pop up, and it gives a little bit of dimension to your layout, especially with the flowers. Then you want your blossoms to pop out, but particularly with the butterflies. So if you put a strip of the adhesive just down the centre of the butterfly, the little wings will pop up. So you can see them there, they're dancing. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's like a little bit of magic in your scrapbooking layout. Oh, look, there they go. Gets a little bit crazy, but it's just a little bit of magic, and once again, bringing your layout to life. I was having a great time. I thought this was just delightful, so I tried to get it to do one quickly for you, and it didn't work on screen, but I hope you got the gist of that. But when you're playing with your vellum accents, or pick up a set of these gorgeous little butterflies, have a play, put some wet glue down behind them in the centre, and watch their little wings fly away. So here I am just having a look at this accessory sticker sheet. These are fabulous. These just add the little bit of magic, an extra little layer here and there, and a little bit of sweetness to your layout. It also gives, when people are admiring your layouts, or like my little daughter here, she just loves seeing this layout. She sat and looked at it for a while, and she was having a look at all the little bits and pieces that I'd put everywhere, and she was just delighting in everything. And she talked about it, and she said, we talked about the night and having a good time, and we talked about her when she's older coming on scrapbooking retreats with mummy, so she can have these times as well, and things like that. So they're lovely little talking points, and these accessory stickers I think are a must when you're picking up a collection. Just makes everything a little easier. It's like a adhesive ephemera pack. So here I am just finishing off now by adding a little bit of journaling. I'm not frightened anymore about journaling on my layout, so I encourage you just to, even if you don't like your handwriting, have a go, and your children and your family will treasure it just as much as you do. Finishing off with some white dilution splatter. And I really hope that you love this layout, and I hope that it's inspired you to have a go with a cut file and pick up this beautiful collection by Coco Vanilla Studio. Give me a big thumbs up and a like if you enjoyed the video. I'd love your feedback and your comments. There's my favourite little accents there. I love those little enamel shapes. But yeah, stop by, ask me any questions. I'd love your feedback. Take care. Bye.